Good morning, lovely people. Welcome in to the Mystic Lotus awesome Love and Health Telesummit. Diving straight in, Nidhu, I want to ask you, it's 11th February, it's 11/11. Please tell us the significance of this.
All right. Any repetitive numbers, primarily 11, 11, 1, 1, 10, 10, 22, 22, are all messages from the universe. Each repetitive number signifies something for us at that point. 1111 is the most powerful because it is one of the most transformative, life-changing messages that the universe can send to us. So if you look at 1111, even if you look at 1, 1, it's like the edges of a door. What I could do right now, although it's not really tied in with our conversation today, is quickly take the group through a very, very tiny but very pleasing multi-dimensional activity. Would you like that?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. So everybody, please close your eyes. I'm assuming that you are hydrated, that you've had some water before you came on the call, that you're comfortably seated. In front of you, you are going to see a staircase. This staircase can go up or it can go down. Check what you're wearing. Check how you're feeling. And then take that staircase. At the end of the staircase, whether you've gone up or whether you've gone down, is a door. Before you open this door, I want you to consciously make the intention, see it happening as well as I say the words. I want you to leave everything behind. I want you to leave the past behind. I want you to leave your sorrow, your anger, your fears, your excess body weight, your excess baggage. I want you to leave it at this door. Whenever you're ready, open the door out. You are stepping out into a new day, into a new time, into a new life, full of new energy. And you know that this is happening for you because the clothes that you had this side of the door will no longer be the clothes you're wearing on that side of the door. You may see yourself healthier, brighter, shorter hair, longer hair. And in front of you, you will be in the space of lightness and brightness. Enjoy this place that is unique to you, this place that has been waiting for you to be there. I will give you 1 minute to soak in the energies of this, and then I will call you back. Start getting ready to return to where you are in this dimension, to my voice, to the group. See yourself doing this. Where you are, throw your hands up, that you're embracing all of the sky and the sun, all of life. Then bringing your palms together. In that dimension, in this dimension as well, please bow your head and giving thanks and gratitude for being here, for the power of 1111, because each one of y'all have been exposed to this number for a while now. And opening your eyes, looking around your room, looking at your body, bringing this newness to all of us in the group. Let's begin our work for today.
For that, people, I've had the pleasure of working with many healers and practitioners, and I can tell you that Nidhu is the one person who constantly speaks about the science of energy. Everything to her is about the energy of the person, the situation, the experience. In fact, her weekly forecast is based on the energy of the days of the week, and I don't know anybody else who's doing that. Further fact, you've just gotten to witness a superb example of that. I, for one, my face is flushed, my cheeks are red, I'm not wearing any makeup, my eyes are wet, and there's a smile on my face. Even while she was talking, already through the door and in clothes that I have not worn in a very long time. I was already in that space even while she was saying it. It's uncanny how quickly whatever she says or does impacts you. And her biggest strength, as you can see now, is shifts that happen within 5 minutes. That's right, within 5 minutes. And you've just witnessed it for yourself, experienced it for yourself. And she's worked with hundreds of people across the globe. Her work is always gentle, but powerful in its results. Again, as you've just witnessed, because she, people, has an uncanny ability to immediately go to the root cause of the issue. And I, for one, can't wait to try out her 4 weeks to weight release program coming up from next week itself. Stay tuned, and she will give you an outrageous offer to join in at the end of our session today. This offer is never going to happen again. So if you're serious about your body and your weight, I know I am. I know I'm definitely taking it on. You definitely want to take advantage of it as well. And with that, please join me in now formally welcoming in our awesome CEO, Nidhu Satish Kapoor. Hi, Nidhu.
Hi. Thank you, Nidhu. Thank you for saying all of that. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making time on a Sunday morning. I promise you it will be worth it.
Thank you. And Nidhu, your conversation is supposed to be around, you mentioned the fact that there is that one belief system that is piling on the weight and making it hard to let it go.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can wait anymore to find out what it is. So right into the deep end of the pool immediately, please. What is it?
Okay, if I may gently take you to the deep end of the pool, there is one more truth that needs to be accepted before we go ahead with weight release programs or with weight release activities. Because weight release is one of the longest healing journeys. As any of y'all who have been on this journey know, you didn't try doing this last week and last month. You've been doing something or the other for a long, long time. And one of the laws of energy, and there are 5 laws of energy, one of the laws of energy, which I'm going to share with you today, holds the key to you working with your weight and seeing magical sustainable, long-lasting results. Because that's the other thing that happens on this journey, right? You let it go, it comes back. And it just doesn't come back. It comes back more.
Personal experience. Yes, absolutely it does.
It's like it comes back with a vengeance. Like, you let me go? No. I am going to stay attached to you. And I am not just going to stay attached to you. I'm going to cling to you tighter. Because if you've also noticed, it gets harder and harder.
Yes. Again, personal experience, completely agree.
Law of energy number 3. This is the law that in one sentence is the law of attraction. But there is a sub-law to this law, which is what I want you all to have before we speak about the one limiting belief system that is definitely playing a role in what's going on with the weight. And the law states it is a yes universe. And it is a yes universe means that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you ask for, whatever it is that you desire, it has to be met with a yes. What is that line? And they used it a lot in Om Shanti Om. And the English version of that is when you want something, the universe conspires to give it to you. Like Sari Kainat jud jati hai to bring it to you.
Yes.
That is energy law number 3. But what this means for us is that whatever is happening with you right now, whether it's with your body, whether it's with your money, whether it's with your relationships, whether it's with your career, nothing has happened without that yes, which means somewhere we have wanted it, desired it, said yes to it. I'm going to say this again. If it's happening with you, there is a complicit agreement that you have going on with the universe right now. This law is therefore also the law of accountability and responsibility. This is the law that does not give you any space to have the answers outside.
You have to look within.
Look within is such a big sentence. You have to take accountability of the fact that if this has happened, I am in allowance of this.
Okay, understood.
Therefore, it is not my diet's fault. It is not my exercise's fault. It is not my child's fault. It is not my friend's fault. It is not society's fault. Somewhere, I am in agreement with whatever is showing up in my life. And that accountability and responsibility, if you will keep with you, whether you take on working with me, whether you take on working with everybody else, what that will do for you is, even if it's taking time, you won't give up. Because here's the other thing that happens in the weight release journey, right? We give up. We begin something. It may not show results in the time that we want it to show results. We give up. We say, it's not working for me. This is not working for me. Next thing you know, you're searching for something else. You're becoming the eternal seeker, striving and never arriving, wanting and never having. If you accept this truth of energy law number 3, that it has to do with me, then in that moment where the program seems to be delayed or the program is not working for you, it will allow you to ask yourself the most important question. which is, what am I saying yes to right now that's not allowing this to shift? And you will get an answer. The other thing that this law does for us when we accept it and allow it is we stop handing over power. We stop handing over power to that diet, to that practitioner, to that doctor, to that nutritionist, to that trainer. You stop handing over power. You are able to take up only what's working best for you because you know it has to do with you and what you are in allowance with.
In allowance stop or in alliance? In allowance, okay.
Absolutely. In allowance, in alignment. And what is the word you just said? Was that alignment?
Alliance.
Alliance. I love it. So allowance, alignment, and alliance with. You'll also stop handing over your power to those you think have a better body than you, or anything else as well. A better bank balance, or better families, or better community. You will just be able to do what is best for you, which also means that you will now, instead of running after what somebody else says works for them, are going to be more aware of what works for you. You know, it's the age of Aquarius. We are being pushed to make individual choices, even while being given a general guideline. I mean, each one of us has gone to the grocery store. How many shampoos in front of you? How many soaps? How do you decide? The same thing. So, are you going to choose a shampoo that's working for somebody else? You might.
You might.
You might. And it may work for you. What you want to pick up is your shampoo. What you want to pick up is what is working for you. And when this law, it is a yes universe, you can fully comply with because you have understood it completely. There is no way that you won't find that one thought system, that one food program, that one exercise program, that one change in lifestyle that you need to make for yourself. So, was this very heavy? Did I make it very heavy right in the very beginning?
No, not at all. It's revealing. It's what is that? A revelation. To be explain all this in such a simple manner, because you're so right. You know, you jump, and I say this from personal experience. I've been thinking, okay, I've messed up my sleep cycle somewhere. I've messed up my food cycle somewhere. You know, I have an unsupportive maid. I'm constantly been looking at external factors, and it has never occurred to me to think of it this way, that, you know, what is it that I have said yes to, or what have I allowed for this to happen and for me to be here today. So yes, deep, no doubt, but so simply put, it's mind-boggling, because it forces you to think in a different manner altogether, because you've been making all the right choices that you feel you should be making. There's just, I suppose, been would I be right in saying this? There's been a lack of direction or focus, which should be towards the self and not towards me. Sorry, not self. I'm just going to say me, the physical me, the mental me, the emotional me. The direction should have been that way, not any other way. Would I be right in putting it that way for myself?
And thank you so much for saying that, Neelu, because you've also mentioned something that, once again, I want to turn on its head. But Neelu mentioned, right, where there's the unsupportedness by the maid, there's the diets that are not working. I'm saying, because you have said yes, this is happening, not the other way around. I'm going to say that again. You know, it's like you say, I have a pain in my head because I didn't sleep properly. And I'm saying to you that you didn't sleep properly so that you have a pain in the head. Everywhere that you have said yes to, it's going to show up in ways that you think are the problem. The problem is not that you slept badly. The problem is the pain in the head. You slept badly so that you could have the pain in the head. You have allowed unsupportive mates so that something could be kept in place. Perhaps stress levels can be maintained as very high. And stress levels, by the way, everybody who's done their basic homework around the body, you know that stress levels have to do with a combination of adrenaline and cortisol. And cortisol is the stress management hormone, but at the same time, elevated levels of cortisol mean that your body is now managing stress. It doesn't have the bandwidth to be letting go of weight. High cortisol levels are directly linked with weight gain as well as with the difficulty of letting go of the weight. In fact, high cortisol levels are also linked with disrupted sleep patterns, and that's the other thing that each one of us who's being overweight or who's been troubled by their weight goes through, which is insomnia. It's one of the subtler symptoms of not being at the healthiest weight, because insomnia has to do with the percentage of fat in the body. So if the percentage of fat in the body has gone up too much, sleep will be disrupted. If it's come down too much, sleep will be disrupted. And fat has a lot to do with cortisol levels. And I think I've completely gone off somewhere else, although of course it's relevant. This is not the belief system, by the way. Of course, stress levels are linked to the body, but this is not the belief system.
Okay, and then in that case, what is, because as you had mentioned, it is a yes universe, and that, you know, whatever you want to ask and desire and want will happen in a yes way. So whatever is happening, you have said yes to it. I thought that was the limiting belief, and hello, it is not. Please
no.
Continue.
No. The limitation in that, but by the way, excellent summation, Nidhu, thank you. This is what we want, is a sense of accountability and responsibility to come with that. I have said yes to this. My diet didn't make me say yes to this. In fact, I have chosen this diet so that I can continue saying yes to this particular situation. I have chosen this person so that I can continue to be in the state and stage I'm in. All right, limiting beliefs coming up. Everybody ready?
Yes, absolutely. And Nidhu, just before you bring that up, what you just mentioned, wouldn't that be self-destructive? I mean, you know,
what would be self-destructive?
The fact that you've taken on that diet because you want this to stay in place, or you have that person still around in your life because you want to remain this way. Wouldn't that be
good question? Good question. And when we do our program, when we do our 4-week program, I am going to be sharing the science of energy. There is a very important reason why you are maintaining this behavior, which is actually destructive. So I would say accountability and responsibility is the opposite of blame. Because even if you see that this is destructive and you're keeping it in place, you can start blaming yourself. You know, I'm like this only. I'm destructive. I have these destructive tendencies. I self-sabotage. And the next thing you know, you are not in the energy of accountability and responsibility, because there is no blame there. Not for ourselves and not for others. In fact, there is only an empowered state of being, because now it's in my hands. I can choose what I want to do with this situation, because it has nothing to do with this other program or with this other person. So I would say, is it self-destructive? It will show up as destructiveness, yes. Is it self-destructive? No, because self-destructive carries the energy of blame to it. But I'm just, I'm going into battle with myself. If I'm self-destructive, I have to now destroy this part of me in order to be self-constructive, or I have to find a way to get rid of this in order to be constructive, which is not true. There's a reason why we behave the way we do, and the science of energy explains all of that. There are 5 laws, remember? I've given you one, and they will help you be more accountable and responsible for the experiences of our lives. And all of this is part of the program coming up next week onwards. For now, before I go into the limiting beliefs, so sorry, Nidhu, did I answer your question, or did I go in a roundabout way?
No, and of course, there's further on that with the program itself, right? There will be
Yes,
work
very
around
much.
it.
Oh, yes, very much. Science of energy is part of the program. So limiting belief, before I give you this one limiting belief, and I guarantee while you have thought it, it has not crossed your mind that that's attached to the weight. I want to ask you, what do you think? Neelu, I want to ask everybody, what do you think is either causing weight gain or not letting you take it off? There could be 2 separate belief systems here, because putting on weight, it comes from a different energy. Not letting it go comes from a different energy. What do you think is the belief system that is locking this down for you? As in locking down the weight gain, which means it's happening, and not letting you let it go, which means there's a lock there as well. What do you think it is?
Well, for me, I've got to tell you that it's been about 10, 12 minutes, well, not 12 minutes into the call, 15, 20 minutes into the call. And I thought I had the answers, I thought I knew, but now I don't, because you've said things, and now I'm thinking, no, that's not there. No, that's not there. Oh, what is it? I don't know what to think now. I thought I did. Would you like to know what I used to think before? Because you've broken that in less than 20 minutes. So did I tell you what I said before?
Fantastic. So some letting go has already happened. Is there anybody from the group who's saying something to us?
Yes. There is Anuradha's asked, protect myself from attention, hurt, rage, and bitterness. Radha says, my belief about not losing weight is that I need a lot of time for this. And Nandini says that she needs to protect herself from male gaze and attention specifically, as attention brings abuse. And Swati says, emotional comfort through food. I think locks means she's written. Maybe it's a typo, or maybe it is what she meant to write. And Swati Manke has also written saying that she's been an insomniac for 10 years and having sleep apnea and is on medication. As is Vinita Chadda, been an insomniac for a long time.
Got it. Excellent. Excellent, my girls. Excellent. Because the fact that you're thinking is a fantastic sign that you're willing to take a look at what's really going on. And Nandini, thank you for that brutal honesty. I was going to jump into the belief system, but because Nandini has mentioned this, I want to tell you the 4-week program is 4 weeks for a particular reason. And when I explain that reason, you'll see why I'm thanking Nandini for this. The thing is, the body has 4 primary functions when it comes to our weight. The first and the biggest of these is protection. And protection because we are designed for survival. If you look at how nature works, she is designed for survival. Survival of the fittest, survival of the fastest, survival of the strongest. She is designed for survival. Every species that exists right now has existed, is existing because it survived. Protection is a huge part of that survival. Our limbic brain is designed to make sure that we have food, clothing, shelter, and community, tribal, group support. Protection and protected, protecting, being protected, being protective of others is how we survive as a group, as a tribe. Nobody can exist alone. And that protection comes to us from our body, from the fat layers on the body. If you look at where your fat layers are, most of it will be around your most sensitive organs, lower abdomen, chest, and then of course it spreads. The upper arms, which are required for you to cut through or to pick up a sword or to pick up a stick, fat on the thighs. So the thighs are important in case you're being chased by a lion. Protection is the biggest reason for weight gain. So therefore, all belief systems around being unsafe and unprotected will give rise to weight gain. And until you can get to a space of safety and security, letting go of that weight will not happen. In our lives, this running from the lion happens when we've faced criticism, judgment, abuse, rejection, loss, betrayal, because all of them make us feel unsafe and unprotected in the world. It's our biggest reason. However, that is not the system. I said there were four things you have to keep in mind. Those 4 weeks are in fact designed around these 4 understandings of the body and weight. The second, again, very important for our times. The second is grounding. Grounding is the ability to stay connected to the earth. Grounding happens when we are in a reasonable state of health. Because when we've led lives which have been extremely traumatizing, trauma energy rises towards the sky. It rises inside and up towards the head. So there is a tendency to be energetically lifted off the ground. When that happens, we do not get the nourishment and the nutrition and the stability, steadiness, balance, money, survival that the earth provides us. So in order to make sure that your feet are constantly on the ground, the torso starts putting on the maximum amount of weight. Because now, and this is basic physics, if your base is wide enough, you're stable. If your emotional state is constantly scattered, if your emotional state is constantly running from one thing to the other, you know your emotional state is unstable. The body will put on weight in order to make us feel a little more stable. How amazing is the body? How great, right?
Right.
The third reason, sorry.
Yes, in case it's building up to that, just to very quickly tell you a few more things have come in. Anu has said that she agrees with Nandini and says that she finds comfort in eating. She feels better. She's in an abusive marriage with in-laws and no support and feels normal by overeating. And Lokesh says he feels an emotional attachment with food. And Sonal says her excessive stress is not letting her get rid of weight, basically when you ask people what their belief is. And she also says that I have hypothyroidism, so I'm not supposed to take stress, but I keep overthinking and stressing myself and the weight gain. And there's something interesting here, Nidhu, and I wanted to ask you this. Pratibha, for example, has, she's sent in a message for Sonal saying that you're not alone in this. It's the same story with everyone. Don't worry, which is very nice of her to say. But my question here is, when we tell each other this, that it's the same for me, it's the same for me, it's the same for me, are we encouraging each other to stay within that energy, or are we providing some kind of support to each other by saying, okay, you're not alone, I'm also here, but how much does that help us try and move ahead of it?
Oh my God. I cannot even begin to tell you the importance of what you have just said. And it's also like I mentioned yesterday, the future of healing is in the group. In a group, especially a group where you are not being abused, rejected, criticized, judged, betrayed, you are instantly safe. That safety instantly lowers cortisol levels. It also increases dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, other hormones other steroids, and in the body that get extremely diminished when we are dealing with high levels of cortisol. Food, for example, is a fantastic source of dopamine. It's a fantastic source of serotonin. And therefore, we will start turning to that food for the reassurance and comfort when we don't feel safe. It actually comes from a very deep and hidden anxiety. It is the beginning of all addictions, whether they're food addictions, drink addictions, whether they're nicotine addictions, alcohol addictions, promiscuous behavior addictions, destructive addictions. We can get addicted to destructive behavior. So I would say that the importance of the 4-week program coming up is the importance of us being in that group, where in that group we are absolutely safe. Nidhu, did you say Pratibha said this, that you are not alone in this? Do not worry.
Pratibha,
thank you, Pratibha. Because that's the whole energy of a group. You are not alone. I understand you. This is also my story. The moment you have had two people with the same story understanding each other, oxytocin is released. Oxytocin is, misleadingly called the love hormone, but oxytocin is what takes place between a lactating mother, and a child. It is the hormone for connectivity. The moment you are connected to another, limbic brain calms down because now you don't have to fight the lion alone. Two of y'all means both your chances of survival have increased. Therefore, your desire for protection comes down because you are now protected. Your desire for seeking safety comes down because you are now safe. I cannot even begin to emphasize the importance of group work for any healing journey. Whether it is the disease in our bodies, whether it's the dis-ease in our relationships, whatever that might be, you will work it out best in a group. There are two more that I want to say, but Nidhu, please go ahead and give me feedback.
Yes, it's again putting in. I pretty much I think covered everything that's been put in so far. Just Veni, who I think joins us from South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, has finally been able to connect. And
wow.
She said that I've experienced excess stress in the last few years due to betrayal and all the stuff that you just mentioned, Nidhu.
Fantastic. And please forgive me, I say fantastic when the coin falls into the slot. When the light that was already on becomes even brighter. That's when I say fantastic. Because if you know what the cobweb in the room is, then you can clear it. And only then can you clear it. So let me give you the other two blind spots that can happen with weight. Number 3, hiding from myself. When I say hiding from myself, have you ever noticed that when you start releasing the weight, either you get more anxious, for a while it's great. Validation is super. One of the biggest compliments of our time is you've lost weight.
Right.
Whether you were thin and became thinner, or whether you were not so thin but became a size smaller, it's one of the biggest compliments of our time. But when that happens, if you can look back into your journey Tell me some of the things that have come up. Have you fallen ill? Have you gotten into an accident? Have you gotten on low energies and started feeling depressed? Have you started fighting more with people? I remember I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was sharing this. About somebody else, and she said, she lost so much weight. It was fantastic. And the next thing you knew, she was constantly overwhelmed and depressed after that. The weight has come back. She's put on the weight, but she's not so concerned about letting it go now. There are things we hide from ourselves. And I told her this, and she understood immediately, because she's a practitioner of the science of energy. And when I say practitioner, you also are a practitioner if you practice with me. And she understood immediately, and she's like, oh, that was what was hiding underneath the weight. Something will reveal itself as the weight starts releasing. If this is a blind spot in you, if you have an existing belief system that says, I'm such a happy person, and the next thing you know, this depression is showing up, and it goes against your point of view of you, you are going to find a way to hide it again. The weight will come back. And because number 4 is related to number 3, let me quickly give it to you, hiding from others. What Nandini mentioned, which has to do with protection, but also hiding, therefore, our innate slimmer self from men. Because that attention has not had happy consequences, therefore, she must now hide from this group of people. We can end up hiding from our families. Every time a mother calls me for her child, and I explain this to her, it's not your child. Your child is not safe in your house. Your child is hiding from you. Will you do the work? 9 times out of 10, they say no. What is the child supposed to do? The child will continue to put on weight. And the child will fall into the trap of the misunderstanding of the law of energy number 3, which means that now you will hand over accountability to someone else, you'll hand over responsibility to someone else, and only keep the blame for yourself and the body. Wow. 4 of these is what the 4 weeks are designed for. The first week has to do with protection, and Neelu, this is a little premature, but may I please tell them what my giveaway and bonus for everybody on the call is?
Yes, of course you must. I would have definitely brought it up because. Please go ahead. I'm so excited about it myself. I do not want to take it away from everybody else.
Thank you. Your first bonus, and this is a bonus that I have sold already at about 1,500 rupees. Your first bonus is a download of protection. This is a recorded download. It will be in your inbox. It will be on the WhatsApp group. Please use it. Use it on a daily basis. Use it. You don't have to listen. You might hear me whispering things in it. You don't have to play it on loud. You can just play it at night. You can play it on mute. There are lots of frequencies that I have put in there. There is a combination and culmination of a lot of protective understandings, insights, affirmations, and of course the calling in of the higher intelligences of our angels and ancestors in the world. So please do enjoy this. This is your bonus. It's yours anyway because you are here. You are part of this group. It's my way of saying, I want you to have this, and I also want to say thank you for doing this. And finally, shall we go to the belief system?
Yes, please. And there are some 1 or 2 questions that have come up. Would you like to take them now or after?
You know what? Let me take them. Give me one at least.
Yes, I'm giving you one here. Where Rachna says that, and also where we have given power to others, for example, someone else's body or beautiful house or relation, we give powers. So what can be done in such a case?
Where you've handed over power.
Power, yes.
And is there a weight project going on?
She hasn't. Yes. She has said earlier that, as you said, what I've said, yes, over here, I'm not able to have a shift. I've related to many things in life. I've chosen, so it's showing up very awakening. Thank you. She's mentioned this and then asked this question after that.
So I would say, my girl, that for you are hiding and not feeling safe in your own power. Power for us as women invariably have to do with financial independence, have to do with emotional independence, have to do with the ability to be in charge and make our own choices. Somewhere you are not trusting yourself to do this for you. You need somebody else to do this. But having opened that door has also opened to being compromised. That door has also been opened to being treated badly. Why have you gotten to this point where you don't feel safe in your own power? We'll come to that, my girl. But this handing over power only comes when you think that somebody else in power is going to keep you protected. True, as you can see for yourself. It's you in your power will keep yourself protected. How do you take power back? Again, it's a long journey, my girl, but shifts take place within 24 to 72 hours. The work takes time, but the shifts will show up in your life in 24 to 72 hours. Internally, you will sense shifts in 5 minutes, which I want to do right now. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, Tantanan, all right, that One Beleif System.
Wait, hang on. Drum rolls, please.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Thank you. And I am rolling my hand and I'm bowing from one side. All right. Without judging yourself, immediately, as I tell you what this is, I want you to check on a scale of 0 to 10, what is the truth of this sentence in your life? Where 0 is, this is not true in my life, and 10 is absolutely true, and you are allowed to say 100 as well. Be very comfortable to share, only if you're comfortable to share. You don't have to. But let me give you the belief system. Ready, everybody? Please have a sip of water. I don't know if I let you all move away to have some water, but please do. All right. I'm going to say the sentence, and you gauge the power of this sentence in your life. Here's the sentence. There isn't enough money. Another way this sentence can show up. I don't have enough money. The behavior with which this shows up. Tight-fistedness around money. When somebody asks you for money, instantly you're either anxious or bitterly resentful. Don't like to spend money. Even if it's on yourself, you'll go shopping, you'll pick up what you want to pick up at the cash counter. When you have to hand over the money, something will happen to you. Beggars on the street, get your goat. You feel unsafe with them. If you want to keep your wallet closer to you, you want to roll out your window, you want to avoid them.
I would say 6, Nidhu.
All right. Would you say, all right. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your honesty, everybody. Thank you to Neelu. Thank you. This is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. And I remind you again that I only fantastic because when the penny drops, shifts take place immediately. I haven't even given you a process. I haven't even told you a tool or a technique, but I do want to take you through one. The moment you've understood something, something settles. Healing has begun. So thank you. Thank you so much for saying this. When you look at your weight project, when you look at your weight story, when you look at your weight issue, how intense does it feel? On a scale of 0 to 10, number should be around the number that you have given for the belief system. If your number is more for the weight story and very low for the money story, then take a look at where you're judging yourself for the money story, where it's difficult to say that this is my belief system, that I behave like this, that I am like this, that I think like this.
I would say 10 for the second, Nidhu. So, where the first one was 6, but when you said, what's your what's your rating with your weight release issue, I'm on a 10 there. So this gap between the 6 and the 10, how is it to be looked at?
Where a part of you is resistant to acknowledging this belief system. That part of you will say, hey, I have a voice too, and I'm going to subtract 2 points. Because plus or minus 2 on this scale, so if you've said 100, you can say 120, you can say 80. If you said 6, you would have said 8. Or if you said 8, you can say 10. So this plus or minus 2 is fine. Anything more than 2 means there's a part of me unwilling to acknowledge this, because if I acknowledge this, I will be taking accountability and responsibility for the fact that maybe it has to do with me, that my weight is like this, or that my money situation is like this. I want to, this is my bonus also. Nidhu, do we have the time?
We're getting closer to the time. But you must tell everybody what it is that you want to give, and then we can move on.
Okay. So I'm going to give you one more bonus. I'm going to give you, between these 2 belief systems, so there's one more belief system. This one may still have crossed your mind somewhere. And the second belief system, also coming from the third law of energy, which is I said yes to this, comes from the third law of energy, which also, as we will see when we go on, explains how the conscious mind and the subconscious mind works. But here's the next one. You ready? Neelu, can I have drum rolls again, please?
Yes, drum rolls, please. Not that this sounds like a drum roll, but it's meant to be one.
Thank you. Thank you. The second one, and you'll have to complete this sentence. I am waiting for
to let go of my weight.
Including that. How long, Neelu, if I may ask you, Ma, and
yes.
Please don't answer if I have crossed a line.
No.
How long have you been waiting?
This time around, it's been my toughest. It's been a year now.
Been a year.
It's been tougher than after I had my babies. Everything's happened very peacefully. I've always managed. This last 1 year is just, I don't know what happened. It's like I've been like bombed with something.
Cancel. So that, and thanks Neelu for saying 1 year. The entire journey would have been longer than that.
Yes.
But
yes.
but
I realize that now.
Yeah. Our minds are very literal. Even our conscious mind is quite literal. We have to give it the sub-layer and the sub-note and the asterisk. We have to explain it even to the conscious mind. Weight is the same as weight. Whether it's WEIGHT or whether it is WAIT. It is the same thing to the body. I am waiting. I am weighed down. I am being brought down by weighty issues. Like everything becomes serious. When you're waiting, when you're weighed down, by the way, that's also part of the literalness of the words WEIGHT. When you're weighed down, everything becomes serious. Everything becomes like something that you have to spend hours to dissect, analyze, and find solutions to. Like everything becomes heavy. So I am weighed down and I am waiting are also contributors to what's going on with the weight.
Oh, this is interesting, Nidhu. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Nandini says that I have not wanted to lose the weight as yet. So how do I understand weight, W-A-I-T?
You have not want. The weight is I'm waiting, right? I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. The weight is increasing. What's happening to the body? And I'm waiting for the perfect mate.
Oh my dear Lord! That's it. I think that should be the new thing that we
I'm waiting for the perfect mate. Also remember everything that I've just said.
Right.
That you will keep this in place in order to keep the weight in place.
Right.
You will keep waiting in order to be weighed down. Not that if you found the perfect male, your weight would release.
Right.
Because we said yes to having the weight and keeping the weight. And what is keeping the weight? This is you waiting for something to change, for someone to change. For tomorrow, waiting for the weight to go. But basically the weight is being locked into place. Okay, and very quickly, my lovies, let's at least have some relief on the belief system. So I am waiting is not a belief system, but it definitely plays a role as to what is going on.
Okay. This is very revealing, Nidhu. I have to tell you this. Sorry, I'm interrupting. People are they're writing in their numbers and their however long they've been waiting, and I know you'll be interacting with them even after the call is over. But before you moved on, and I know you can hear it in my voice. This has been very revealing till now, and I cannot even begin to hide my looking forward to what your entire package entails and how we can get into it and make these changes for myself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Neil. Thank you. I will remind everybody again that weight release is one of the longest healing journeys. Before the weight will go, there will be a sense of lightness in the body. There will be a sense of inches reduction in the body. Even without the two, clothes will start fitting you lighter. That is our aim for 4 weeks, because we want to approach protection, grounding, hiding from myself and hiding from others very, very gently. Because being harsh on yourself, judging yourself, body shaming yourself, criticizing yourself, thank you very much, you have done enough of. It has not worked. It cannot work. The body will not respond to control. Therefore, again, keeping in mind law number 3, it is a yes universe. In saying yes to changing the body, you're also saying yes to changing your relationship with the body. And therefore, tenderness, kindness, compassion, patience, these are the ways, and by the way, these are also the 4 prongs of the 4 weeks. These are the ways that we will learn to shift working with the body. Therefore, the 4 weeks, while I have an agenda in mind, I have an agenda of 2 to 4 kilos of release, this is the first thing that we're going to be taking care of. If the weight drops, that's a bonus. So these 4 weeks, I'm definitely prepared for miracles. Come saying yes to change. Come saying yes to good health. Come saying yes to transformation. But also come saying yes to the third law of energy. At any given point, your shift is yours. At any given point, your not shifting is also yours. And this, by the way, there's no such thing as not shifting. There's only lack of awareness to tell you where the shift has taken place. So please let me also please guarantee that there will be shifts. Either you will start making peace with the body, or you will start letting go of the weight and the waiting and the being weighed down. So my 4-week program includes 8 calls at 9 p.m. at night, twice every week, on Tuesdays, 9 p.m. IST, Tuesday night and Thursday night. It includes 12 emails, right, every week, where you will be given very, very simple tips. In fact, I think because time is running out, I may only be able to give you one of those tips. Very, very simple tips. Like, you'll be amazed at these tips. Like, these tips have also not crossed your mind. It includes a WhatsApp support group where you can post whatever is happening, because the group is there in order to support and hold hands with each other. Whatever you've eaten. Whatever exercise you have done, not done, you slept late, etc., etc. Between these 3, and each week you get a downloadable bonus. There is a downloadable bonus for weight release. There is a downloadable bonus for root chakra, because all weighting issues and projects have to do with the root chakra. And there is one for self-worth and self-esteem, because there's so much body shame that's possible when we are a certain body size and shape, that invariably, if you've been working with your weight for a long time, you're also definitely looking at issues and projects of self-esteem and self-love. You will get all of this in the 4 weeks. And these 4 weeks, if I had to not give them at any kind of savings or values, would cost anywhere between 22,000 to 25,000. How much have you all paid for your work so far around your body? Can you give me a figure?
Over the years or over the past?
Over the years.
Over the years, I wouldn't even know how to come to a ballpark figure. I know it would have been a lot.
Right. And I would think that if you knew that something would happen for you in 4 weeks, you would make that investment.
Right. I would have definitely
paid. Belief system.
I would have definitely paid 25K over the years for sure.
Correct.
Like I said, I can't recall figures, but I know if I have to look at it collectively now, it would definitely amount to that much, if not more.
Right. I would say it would be much, much more, especially if you've invested in various nutritionists or trainers or diet programs.
Right.
You are not going to be getting this at 25, not even at 22, not even at 15, not at 10.
Okay, stop with the build-up. What is it already? मुझे बच्चे की जान लोगों क्या सस्पेंस में?
Okay. The amount is a nominal, never before and never again. Only for 24 hours. The amount is 4,400 rupees, including GST.
Oh, wow. I mean, I almost had another reaction, but we're on a public platform right now. So, certain words not to come out. But, oh, wow. 25K, 4.4. 25,000, 4,400. That's the difference. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And that, Nidhu, is what we call an outrageous offer. This is outrageous.
Thank you.
How dare you give it to at such a low price? How dare you tell us we've just wasted a lot of money all these years?
So my dearest people, briefly give you the tip. One of them I mentioned anyway. Say yes to changing your relationship with your body. Saying yes to changing your relationship with money and come. That's number one. Put it down on the group today itself. Number two, because I brought up the belief system around money, I want you, even if it's 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 10 rupees, I want you to give that away every day till we speak and meet on Monday. That's about 1 week. It doesn't matter what the amount is, 50 paise as well. Just give it for no rhyme or reason to anybody. In 7 days, we're going to check how you're doing, how your body is doing, how your relationships are showing up for you, just with this one tip. Actually, 2 tips, because saying yes is very important. Remember, you're activating a very, very powerful law of energy when you say yes. And I also want to say this, the word yes seems to have the maximum amount of energy shifts. So even if you say yeah, or you say okay, or you nod your head, it's just not as big as the word yes. So please keep that in mind. Those of you all who've been with us, you also know that we always use the word yes in all the work that we do for ourselves as well as for our company. Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies is all about saying yes. Say yes. The other thing you want to be very careful about, respond however you want to respond. But on Tuesday when we have our next call and I ask you, I want you to keep in mind what you did when somebody asked you for money in these 7 days. This includes me, because I put the offer out, but I'm also saying join. How did you respond? And over 7 days, did you see a change in that response?
And just to clarify, Nidhu, this is the call on Tuesday that will be the first group call for the people who've taken up your offer. It is not the call here on this Telesummit.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct. The package, my package begins on Monday next week, so that you have ample time to listen to the replay, make notes for yourself. And those of you all coming onto the package, I also want you all to spend a little bit of money. I want you to keep a 4-week notebook that is exclusively for our work. And you know, most of us are women. We love our stationery. Buy that notebook. You want to buy a diary, buy that diary. Get yourself even a writing instrument. Whether you want to buy a new pen or whether you have a new pen, bring newness to next week. I also want you to buy candles. If you have quite a few candles at home and you're satisfied with how many candles you have at home, wonderful. If not, please buy candles, as many as you like, whatever shape you like, whatever color you like. Even if it's a packet of tea lights that you get drawn to, pick that up. There is no rigid rule as to you have to have 7 candles or 21 candles or a red candle or pink candle. Pick up candles that you like. If you know that you have enough candles at home, please know that we will be using them in our work. Remember what I told you, right? Tips that you have never heard before. So candles have to do with them, with 1, 2, 3 of those tips. So enjoy shopping for yourself, and I will see you all soon on that side of my program. This is this side of my program. I'll see you guys on Monday on the email and on Tuesday on the call. And I have much hope that you will enjoy the downloads that are sent to you once every week. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you also for taking out these extra few minutes to listen. And thank you, Neelu. Awesome, amazing. Thank you, Amrish. And I'm hugely looking forward to, within the next 10, 20 minutes, being on the WhatsApp group and chatting with you all. Ask me anything you want.
Thank you so much, Nidhu. There are messages pouring in. They'll be waiting for you to respond there. Let me also not take away from the fantastic energies with which you've closed. And thank you, and a big yes to everything possible, conceivable, in all goodness and love and happiness for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. So yes to love, and yes to health, and yes to loving our health, and yes to healthy love. Yes to that.
Yes. Yes to that, and thank you, and bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.